Hi there everyone, it's Misty. Welcome to another video. So I actually filmed this video yesterday after I left my doctor's appointment and didn't get a chance to get it uploaded or posted. So I thought, you know what, I'll just refilm it because I think I kind of droned on for a while. So if you're new here, hello, my name is Misty. Welcome to this video and my channel. Hope you'll stick around with us. So I've been documenting weight loss with keto for the last couple of years. I've been documenting my struggle with my myasthenia gravis, and now I've been documenting my struggle with a herniated disc. And I think the next time I see you guys, or the next couple of times I'll see you guys, I will be saying that I am documenting my journey with rheumatoid arthritis. So, yeah, try not to be emotional. Just trying to wait, but I'm pretty sure, she's fairly certain that's what this is. So we'll wait and see. So, the last time I saw you guys, I weighed in at what, 387? I'm weighing in at 393. I give up. And it's so frustrating because my blood sugars have been good. I'm still producing ketones. Like the last time I took out my ketones, it was like 0.6. So I don't know what the F is wrong with my body. I don't know. So what I've decided to do is I'm gonna stop weighing for a couple weeks, maybe. I don't know, I talk about this all the time. I'm like, I'm gonna stop getting on the scale, stop worrying about it. My cup runneth over, and not in a good way. I'm having surgery. Let's just roll back. Let's just rewind. The last video I posted was a full day of eating, and I think I posted that last week, and I filmed that on July 23rd. I think that was what that Tuesday was. In that video, I mentioned that I was dealing with a lot of pain. Let me get a drink. I had to take Rob to the train. So I got my Trenta iced coffee, no classic, heavy cream instead of milk, for Shmonda. And that'll be my breakfast. So, I went and saw my regular doctor. It was my checkup from being in the hospital back in June. And one thing that we talked about was how I had been feeling suicidal. So I went ahead and went back on Wellbutrin, which I had success with in the past until it just didn't work. But I had a lot of things going on then too. When do I not have a lot of health issues going on? Let's just be real. So one thing he asked me, he's like, why haven't you had this back surgery yet? And I was like, well, I was like, the doctor, you know, the surgeon wanted me to take a steroid, do some physical therapy, and then decide if that's something that I wanted to pursue. And he was, you know, and I said, you know, he wanted to give me a few weeks and we could see. And he's like, if you had a healthy back, he's like, yeah, I'd be totally on board with that. He's like, but you don't have a healthy back. I have several issues that are genetic. One of them is spinal stenosis, which is where the spinal canal is narrowed and the spinal cord, like it narrows in on this, it's narrow, it's too small basically, and that's genetic. I have what's called OPLL, which is the ossification of the posterior longitudinal ligaments. So the ligaments that run north and south in my spinal canal are calcifying or turning to bone. And so, not necessarily bone, but you know what I mean, they're hardening. So not only do I have a spinal canal that is too narrow, now you have stuff running in it that is hardening and it's squeezing in on the spinal cord. At some point in the near, probably 5-10 years from now, I will have to have a complete back and neck open me up surgery. So plus I have degenerative disc disease. Like I have a lot of issues I have really bad arthritis. So I have a lot of issues with my back. So he was like, you know, and he had the same issue with his neck. And he was explaining, he's like, I'd gone to physical therapy. I was feeling great. He's like, one day I turned my head the wrong way. And he said 2 days later, I was having neck surgery. He said, you could step off a curve. He's like, you could bend the wrong way. He's like, you could do anything to aggravate it. And he's like, then you're back in a wheelchair for 6 weeks or whatever. Not 15 minutes later, I had taken my regular walker. So Lisa's family had bought me a rollator last year, and I'm still very grateful for that. And I normally take that if we're going grocery shopping or something. But my physical therapist explained, he's like, a rollator is more for somebody who has weakness issues. Like you can't stand very long and you need to be able to sit. He said a walker, like a traditional walker, he's like, that's more for someone who needs stability. So he's like, when you are walking, he's like, make sure you're using your walker, not your rollator. And I said, okay. So I had taken myself to that doctor's appointment that day. I had no problems getting the walker out of the trunk. Getting back into the trunk, however, was a whole ordeal. And I went to grab it because the wheel had gotten caught, and I did something and I immediately almost collapsed because my leg gave out, my right leg gave out. I couldn't feel it anymore. So now 15 minutes later, after telling me I could do something stupid to aggravate it, I did something stupid to aggravate it. And on top of that, we had a cold front come through, which is, rare for July or whatever, but it did. So that was a struggle too. So last week was basically struggle city with mobility and moving around and being able to do much of anything. I felt a little better as the weekend came. I had 2 physical therapy sessions last week that helped too. I got in the pool, that's been helping. And then, but I went ahead and contacted the surgeon, the neurosurgeon, because I was like, listen, I've done something else to the back. Can we meet and see what's going to happen? They originally said they couldn't see me until September 12th, but I was like, that doesn't work for me. I was like, I can't wait, 8 weeks to have something done with this back, or 6 weeks or whatever. So they called me back and said he could get me in on the 31st. So we went on the 31st, which was Wednesday, and we were there for 4 hours. My appointment was at 3 hours. My appointment was at 2. We didn't leave until 5, after 5. So he did x-rays, and I'm gonna have surgery on October 8th. He's already booked up for August and September, so October 8th. I'm having what's called a laminectomy. I will try to put it on the screen. Basically, from what he explained and from what I've read, is that so your discs are kind of round shaped, and then they back up to that spinal canal. He's going to remove this part of the disc because that's where my nerves are compressed. So once he removes this part of the disc, then my nerves will be able to move around, and hopefully I won't have so much nerve pain, and the nerves will be able to heal. It takes up to 120 days for a nerve to heal after being compressed like that. So it's gonna be a few months before I'm back to normal. I am freaking the F out. This will be the first time I've had surgery other than my thumb since having myasthenia. But the good thing is that I'm going to UT Southwestern, and he said that all of the anesthesiologists that he works with are neurological anesthesiologists, meaning they only work for neuro. They only deal with people with neurological issues. And I get to meet them ahead of time. So I will have several pre-op appointments. He mentioned one for like routine blood work, stuff like that. One to meet the anesthesiologist, etc. One for like last images, those kinds of things. So I will be able to sit down and talk about my fears and those kinds of things with the anesthesiologist. So I am considering asking my doctor for anxiety medication, but we'll see. The other thing that I'm dealing with is yesterday I went and saw the rheumatologist. Now I was scheduled to see her 2 days, like that week where my back went out. I went in the hospital on June 11th. I was scheduled to see her on June 13th. So I was able to reschedule until yesterday. And I think I'm dealing with rheumatoid arthritis. She was pressing in between my joints and stuff, and holy crap, it hurt so bad. I can barely move my hand today. And it hurts all the way down my arm, up my shoulder. Like, she did something yesterday. She broke me. I told Rob, I was like, she broke me. I wasn't this broken. She broke me. So she ran blood work, did some imaging on my right and my left hand, and I go see her in 2 weeks. So, and she was like, why are you here? And I told her, she's like, yeah. She's like, that's what it sounds like. And plus, if you already have one autoimmune disease, which was what myasthenia is, then you are susceptible to having another one. So go me. But yeah. So yeah, I can't, I don't have my rings on. And that's mostly because, my joints have been so swollen and so painful the last few weeks, or the last week and a half. So yeah, this is the highest regain I've had, and I'm over it, right? I'm so over it. Oh, that's another thing. I went ahead and made an appointment with weight loss surgeon. I have that appointment on the 26th of the month. I'm not excited about it, especially after talking to the lady on the phone who was I have little patience for doctor's offices who try to tell me what I am and what I'm not going to do. I have little patience for that. So she said it's going to be 3 to 6 months and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, that's not what my insurance said, but we'll talk about it when I go see him. So, and it's not like I can have weight loss surgery and back surgery with, that would be too taxing on my system. Plus, I don't want to have weight loss surgery. I don't want to have it, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, so I really want to try to get as much weight off as I can between now and October 8th. I know I can't lose a whole ton of weight, and who knows, I may not lose anything with this stupid Lyrica and this stupid insulin. At least Lyrica went generic finally, so I don't have to spend an arm and a leg on it every month. But everything's free from now on. This back surgery will be free. I bet all of my out-of-pocket max, out-of-pocket deductible. Good grief. So anyway, I am just like barely hanging on by a thread. It's too much. It's too much. It's way too much. It's just way too much. And if there's rheumatoid arthritis on top of it, I'm like, I don't know. It's like one more thing. So, yeah. And I'm trying to brainstorm, you guys, I need your help. I'm trying to brainstorm meals that I can cook ahead, do some batch cooking and freeze that are keto, low carb friendly that I could also use for raw. I mean, it's basically like cooking a protein and having a veggie and freezing them. So, or if you have any ideas like low carb casseroles, something that's good. I can't do anything with ranch. He hates ranch. So I can't do like the bacon, chicken ranch casserole or whatever that's all over Pinterest, etc. So my goal is over the next 2 months, as far as weight loss, is just to, I haven't decided, I have some I ordered a variety pack of the Premier protein shakes. And they're coming today just so I can test their flavors, because I'm considering doing, a couple of shakes and then dinner, a couple of shakes, breakfast shake, lunch shake, if I'm hungry, and then dinner. Or I may just, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't decided. I may do, calorie restriction and, a set of macros. I'm open to, I'm just going to sit down and figure out what I can do that fits with my mobility at this time. That's all I can do. I can't do much more than that. So as far as 90-day goes, I'm taking tramadol off the table. Taking it off the table. I can't decrease my tramadol if I'm about to have a surgery. So I have been taking my CBD oil more often. So like instead of the tramadol, and my doctor, one day last week, I guess my pain management doctor sent in a new prescription. I got a ton of lidocaine patches. Those things are amazing. I've got one on my neck and one on my back right now. Yesterday we cut up 2 of them, and I had half of one on my neck, half of one on my leg, half on each side of my spine on my lower back. They are so good. They are so good. If you're in a lot of pain, I suggest asking your pain management doctor about lidocaine patches. They've literally saved my life. So yeah, so as far as what I'm gonna do as for this keto, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know. I want to sit down and just cry my eyes out. You know? It's like, I feel like that's all I do anymore is just get upset and I'm just so frustrated. I'm just so frustrated with my body right now. It's like, you know, could we not develop anything else? Like, I feel like I have enough on my plate as it is. So I know somebody has sent me a link to a, like this lady did the autoimmune protocol or diet or whatever. And I looked at that. It's like, but what the hell am I going to eat? You know, I still have to be very low carb if I'm going to get off the insulin. So, and it's like, I don't know. And maybe I'm putting the cart before the horse, but I don't know. The good news out of all of this is I trust my surgeon with my life. Clearly, he has a very good reputation. He's very, very friendly, very tells it like it is though, but he doesn't coddle me. Like I really, really, really like him. I like his PA just as much. This rheumatologist yesterday was amazing. If you guys have been with me since the beginning, you know I saw a rheumatologist back in, I think it was April of 2017, and she was horrible. Horrible. Told me I would, you know, basically said I was faking my symptoms just so I didn't have to work, and she hadn't had a bath in 6 days, and it was just bad. But this lady was very friendly. She listened. She examined me. Like, she was just so good. So I feel very, you know, I may have all these issues, but at least I have a good team behind me. So, I mean, all I can do is just hope that this gets resolved and that the back surgery helps. And like my primary care doctor and I were talking about, he's like, you know, if you ask 100 people, 50 who've had surgery, 50 people are going to say it was the worst mistake they ever made in their life. 50 people are going to say it's the best thing that ever happened to them. And he said, you know, you're just going to have to, it's just one of those things. There's a 70% success rate, which to me is pretty good. There are some serious issues that, you know, can happen, some complications, but I have to do my best not to focus on those. I have to have positive intent and think positively. I keep preaching that to my friend Jason, if you're watching. I'm trying to take my own advice. Like, you have to, you know, I'm very much a realist, I believe, but I also have to not just think of everything that can go bad. I have to focus on what could go good. How could this help? You know, will I be able to have more mobility? Maybe I'll be able to stand to cook, and maybe I'll be able to walk without my walker in my house. And, you know, maybe this will help the weakness in my legs some. I mean, I just have to have positive intent and just hope and pray and whatever I need to do that this is the right answer and that things will work out. That's all I can do, right? That's all I can do. So, as far as my 90-day, 30-day goals, I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know, because I just feel like I don't have the capacity right now to, I feel like that's the low man on the totem pole. Like, the hierarchy of needs. in my personal Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that's at the bottom. Like, that's at the bottom. So I think I'm just going to continue without goal setting and just literally strip it back and take it one day at a time. And that's all I can do. That's all I can do, because I never know what my day is going to be like until I wake up and I start moving around. So, yeah. Hopefully though, and I don't even know if I'm going to get back on the scale. I mean, when I stepped on that scale and it said 393, I wanted to throw up. I was just so disappointed. And it's like, how can I be producing ketones and doing everything right, and that scale keeps moving up? Like, I just don't get it. And that's okay. It's okay. It's just a scale. It's not the be-all, end-all truth of everything. But, yeah. So this was all over the place too, but this is the one that's getting posted. We're back in the living room today, or back in the breakfast nook, I guess. The neighbors across the street are getting a new roof, and you can really hear it in my craft room. It's like I have 15 videos I need to film, edit today and voice over. It's like, ugh. Serenity now. Serenity now. So you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Say a quick prayer for us. If you're the praying type, light a candle, speak to your spirit guide, whatever it is that you do. I would really appreciate it. You know, just hang in there with me. I may post another video this weekend if I decide what exactly I'm going to do. I haven't been on MyFitnessPal in forever. So I may go back to tracking. I don't know. That's what I'm like. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to take today and tomorrow and really narrow down what I'm going to do. That way when Rob goes shopping on Sunday, you know, I will have a concise plan. I will, you know, this is what I'm going to eat. Maybe I will like some of those protein shakes today, you know, and do the higher protein version of keto. Don't come at me in the comments about whatever, polynucleogenesis or whatever it's called. What's it called? I can't even remember. Glyconeogenesis. Your body doesn't do that unless it needs to. That's not something that's automatic. It only does it if it needs to. The more you know, right? That's part of that misinformation out there on the internet about keto. All right, guys. We're going to do this. We're going to do this together. If you're struggling like I am, we can do this, okay? We've got this. We can do this. Positive intent, positive affirmations. Let's just be all the positives. All of them. All the positives, okay? Okay. So I love your faces. I'm sorry that this was long and kind of rambly. I will get back to posting full day of eating videos next week. I'm trying not to do them every day. That gets kind of redundant, especially when I'm eating the same thing every single day. But I'll try to do a couple, and we'll just see where life takes us, and let's just hope that it's in a good direction. You guys keep my hubby in your thoughts. I mean, he's, poor thing, he's having to run me all over Dallas, and just, yeah, this is going to be hard on him too. So it may be hard on me, but it's even harder on him because he can't fix it. So anyway, all right. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.